Hey guys, so I've had a couple requests recently to film tutorials again, and I've always liked doing them, but there's just so many amazing makeup artists on YouTube that I just feel like my tutorials just don't even come close to theirs. But I've been getting requests and you guys are why I'm here, so I figured let's just try and see how it goes. You'll have to let me know after this if you like it, if you want me to continue doing them. I do still enjoy doing like the get ready with me videos, and they're a little bit easier and quicker for me to film. But if you guys want to see more tutorials from me, then definitely let me know, and in that case let me know which kind of tutorials. You guys know, if you've been watching my channel for a while, I'm very big into my neutral colors. I rarely go outside of that. The requests that I've been getting lately have been for a smoky eye. Before, I used to have a darker smoky eye tutorial on my channel, and I deleted it, and so I thought I would just do like an updated one. I used products from the Urban Decay Naked palette, and the black shadow that I used is 99 cents at the drugstore. It's from Wet n Wild, so I tried to keep it affordable for an easily accessible colors for anybody to kind of recreate it. So I hope that you guys enjoy this and find it helpful. It's obviously a dark black smoky look. This is not something I would wear to work or daytime. I would definitely save this for something special occasion, a wedding, going out at night or something like that. So if you guys want to see how I do it, then just stay tuned. So I have one eye done. I don't have any foundation on. All I did was my moisturizer and my Origins Vitazing. I don't have any concealer, and I did my eyebrows just to save on time for the video. But I feel like when I do smoky eyes or dark, heavier makeup, I like to do my foundation. I pretty much always do my foundation after my eyes just because of fallout, but especially when I'm using and working with dark colors, I really prefer to do the foundation and the concealer, especially under your eyes, last. So first thing I'm doing is priming my eye with Laura Geller's Eye Spackle. I think I got this from Sephora in like a 100-point perk or something. It's actually pretty nice, just as a primer, and it just kind of helps your makeup adhere and not crease, and it just gives you a nice even canvas. And I'm going to take it underneath my eye as well, and I'm just using a Sigma P82 brush to apply this. And I'm taking it all the way up to the brow, and then, like I said, underneath. Okay. First color I'm going to take is Naked, which is in the Urban Decay Naked palette, but it's also sold individually. This is a Sephora Professional number 10 crease brush. And I'm just going to use this on my crease and a little bit above, just so that we get kind of like a gradient effect like I did on that eye. And we can always go back and intensify that. And then I'm going to just take a little bit of Buck just underneath that, right on the crease. Again, just to kind of help with the gradient. And so the eye, which is black, isn't going to be so stark and harsh. Okay, so when I'm working with black shadows, I always like to put down a base. This is Black Ground Paint Pot from MAC. It's just a cream shadow, basically. And I'm going to just apply that with a P88 brush. You want the darkest color to be at the base of your eye, and then you can get lighter as you go on up. I'm basically just covering my whole lid with this color, and you can see I'm building it up because it can get pretty dark, and it's better to start out lighter and build it up. And this is just a base to, again, intensify that color of shadow. Just find using a brush for bases is so much nicer than getting your hands all dirty, especially when you're working with darker bases. And don't worry so much about the fallout underneath. We're going to clean that up. Okay, for the black shadow, I'm taking Wet n Wild's Trashed, which looks like this. This is actually a dupe for NARS Nightbreed. It's a gorgeous color, and I'm taking a MAC 242 flat shader brush. Again, we want to go darkest at the root and then get lighter as we go up. And I like this color because it has that silver sparkle, so it's super pretty. And again, we're just covering the lid and the base of where we put that color. So I'm just going to make it a little bit darker. And now we're going to blend. This is a blending E25 from Sigma. It was clean, it's just got stuff from the other eye, but I'm just going to blend this crease so that the color blends into that buck. And this is where, if you want to shape like a more precise outer corner or a different shape, you can kind of use this to do that. I'm just kind of rounding it at the edges. And then I'm going to go back in with Buck from Urban Decay, just a little bit, and just go right over top that crease color. So the darkest color, that black, is right on your lid, working up. I'm going to then take a little bit of Naked and go right above that. And then I'm taking MAC Soft Brown, which is this color, and I'm going to go right above that, right before you get underneath your brow bone. Okay. So for underneath your brow, your highlight is important always because your eyes are so dark. So I'm just using the Anastasia Brow Duality in Camille and Sand. And I'm using the matte side. That would be the shimmer. I'm going to use the matte side. And I'm just going to go right underneath my brow. Just kind of tap it in, blend it with your finger. You can even come down a little bit. And then I'm taking this itty bitty little Sigma E21 brush, going back again into that Naked palette and taking Virgin, which is just a shimmery kind of champagne color. And I'm going to go right over top that brow pencil, and I'm also going right in the inner corner. Just so it's a little bit lighter on the inner corner of your eye. Okay, so top of your lids are done. Now I'm taking MAC Black Track Fluid Line, which is just a gel liner. And this is a Waterline Liner E17 from Sigma. And I'm going to line my upper waterline with this tight lining. I find it easiest if you kind of just hold it there and drag it. And I'm also going to line the top of my lash line with a pretty thin line. As you can see, I winged it out a little bit on this eye, so I'm just going to match that. It is kind of hard to see because the shadow's black, but ultimately it will help to accentuate that lash line. So we have our little flick at the end. And then for my lower lash line, I normally don't use black liner on my lower lash line except for when I do smoky eyes. This is the Milani Liquifye Metallic Eye Pencil, and I'm just going to line my lower lash line. And then I'm going to take not to just be so dark, I'm going to take Creep from the Naked palette, and this little flat brush from Sigma is the E15. And I'm going to kind of just smudge this below my lashes into my lower lash line. I'm going to blend it out with just another little brush. So it's softer. And then I'm going to take a pencil brush and I'm going to go in with Buck, which is that brown color. And I'm just going to go right underneath again, so you have a little bit of a gradient and it's not so stark underneath that eye. I'm just going to blend that out. Okay, so that's pretty much it as far as shadows go. I'm just going to take some mascara now. This is the Hourglass Film Noir. And just do a light coat. And I'm actually going to use false lashes, but your eyelashes kind of get lost when you're doing a smoky eye because there's so much black on your lid. But it's, I think, important, of course, to use mascara still, just to help. Okay. For my fake lashes, I'm using the Ardell 120s. Looks like this. They're shorter on the inner, then they go out, and I'm just using some Revlon lash glue. So while that's drying, I'm going to just hit the rest of my face. I look really scary without foundation on. So for foundation, I'm going to use the Rimmel Wake Me Up foundation, which my cousin brought back for me from Italy. And this is in the color Soft Beige, number 200. And I'm just going to apply that first with my fingers, and then I'll go back with a brush. Favorite foundation brush of all time, Sigma F80. Looks like major raccoon eyes right now. If you're someone that prefers to put your foundation on first, I would at least skip your concealer and save that for the end. But I love how foundation, put it on at the end, it just ties everything together. Okay, concealer, I'm going to use the MAC Studio Finish, trying to use this guy up, NW25, and I'm just using this P84 Precision brush. Be sure to, of course, underneath the eyes, because you really want your under eyes to be bright. It's only going to accentuate your eyes, your eye makeup, even better if your under eyes are bright. Just go down my nose because I have redness. There's a spot right there. Spots on my forehead. And I'm just going to go back with my foundation brush. And just kind of dab those spots into my skin. Okay, so again, now our face is flat, so I want to bring some dimension into my face, so I'm going to use some bronzer. This is Bobbi Brown's bronzer in medium. The Bobbi Brown bronzer brush, just in the hollows of my cheekbone, both sides, forehead, right underneath your jawline, and your nose. I always do my nose. And for blush, I like to just do like very simple pink cheeks, so I'm just going to use MAC Dainty just on the apples. And then to just finish everything off and kind of tie it together, this is the Hourglass powder and diffused, and I'm using my Crown Kabuki fan brush. And I usually look at my skin after that and see if I still want a highlighter. Then I'll go back and add it, but sometimes the powder just does enough. In this case, I think I am going to just do a little bit. I'm going to just use this, the Mary Luminizer from the Balm. Just a little bit on tops of my cheeks. Down your nose. And then for lips, I'm going to just keep it neutral and just use some Buxom White Russian lip gloss, which is like a pinky nude. And then final step, as always, I always spray my Skindinavia makeup finishing spray. So that is it. I hope that you guys enjoyed this and found it helpful. If the black is too dark for you, you could always swap it out for gray. You could always use like a gray base and gray shadows, or you could skip the black base altogether and just use the black shadow, and it might tone down the shadow just a little bit. You have that option. You could always swap out black and gray for brown if you want to do more like neutral daytime smoky look, which I think I actually have a video on that, so I'll link it in the description box. I did like a brown smoky eye, I think, for our engagement pictures, which feels like so long ago, but I'll put that video in the description box below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye!